Nice to see everybody. Good evening. Appreciate y'all coming out. It's an amazing turnout, actually. And we set off an alarm. Our goal here today is to really start a dialogue with all of you as potential partners and co-sellers in the AWS network on selling generative AI. I can tell you from my experience talking with customers, they're tired of hearing about the technical babble and LLMs and the architecture. They want to hear how the heck generative AI is going to create value for their business, make them more money, allow them to redeploy resources into more interesting roles, and ultimately leverage the technology to grow their business. So today we're going to talk to you about some of the use cases we've done at North Bay and how we focused on business value to sell them, get them from POC all the way into production. So we actually have these in real life running and serving customers. So a quick tidbit about North Bay, get the boring piece out of the way. We're a global company based out of North America. The majority of our business is in the Middle East and the Greater China region. We've been an AWS Premier Partner for about 15 years, since 2010. And we have a staff of around 350 certified engineers in North America and Pakistan combined. We're a managed service provider, as well as we do migrations. But really the heart of our business is data. That's how we started North Bay, was solving big data problems for customers, building warehouses, data lakes, finding ways to turn 500 terabytes of data into useful information for the customer. Next slide. Again, we operate globally, and we've worked in some really interesting industries and companies, like you see here, Wendy's, Elastic, HSBC. We've worked with kingdoms in Middle East, financial services, airlines. But if I just sum it up, our biggest industry is going to be healthcare, airline, insurance, drawing a blank, and financial services. Next up. To give you a quick introduction, I'm Robert Murphy. I'm VP of Solutions and Services at North Bay. I oversee solutions architecture for pre-sales.
From Neverbounce.com. Murphy Solutions is in the industry of advertising and marketing services. By the way, we have a new notification.
Did I say Alexa stop? And we get a joke. That's great. So I oversee solutions architecture and pre-sales for the United States, so you're going to see me a lot as I interact with customers. My colleague in the back here, Dennis, smiling brilliantly, is our North American sales rep. Him and I are constantly on the road talking to customers, and I hope some of that knowledge I can share with you and we can learn from each other. And then our brilliant Sammy Chung, our golden jacket and like 400 certified engineer, is going to take it from here and talk to you about generative AI and generating business value.
Thank you.
Thanks, Robert. Look forward to talking to you.
And I know you guys have lots of pizza here half sleep, so I want to make this presentation fun. But before this, I want to do a test. How many of you, please raise a hand, is already actively engaged with generative AI, either POC or production? So about half. How many of you currently have about 0 to 10 GenAI process have been going on that you work with or interact with? A few, okay, that's good. So there it says ambassador. This is for marketing for myself and also AWS. So there's something called Gold Jacket. I'm not part of the Gold Jacket, but I have to promote my program called the Ambassador Program. And for those who want to get the Golden Jacket, after the meeting, talk to me. I help you to achieve the status. Because right now, I want to talk about something you want to know. Is generative AI bring value to you and your customer? But before that, we need to start with process system. You need to apply the solution to bring value, but you need to know the use case first. Otherwise, you just try to throw something to the wall you won't fit. So for generative AI, there's a couple of major categories and also have costs associated with them. On the far right side, you see that it's called general purpose one. The general purpose one is the one most of you or most customer looking for. Let me explain why. Because the startup cost is lowest. so they can test whether it works. And then, but once you go up there, the cost to move your solution to be better will depend, so can be quite expensive. And then in the middle, you can see that have horizontal function, and I'm not going to read all the detail. I just want to see, you have to see which group your use case belongs to, decide how you approach to solve the solution to bring the value. The last one is very industry or purpose defined, very vertical, very strict. Startup cost really high, and I just be honest, most of us, unless AWS or maybe Google or maybe Microsoft, big corporation or big pharmaceutical, will do that one. For most of us, let's focus on the first group, which is general purpose as a use case. And here it's difficult to read, but I just want to summarize what this diagram say. On McKinsey, they have done the research, which one had the most impact and on the business function. And then on the diagram, you should be able to see solution engineering for corporate IT and solution engineering for product development is two of the most relevant for you all of you. And also it's customer operation. And exactly the use case I'm going to present is going to talk more about that. And the rest is I still have a good use, but we want to get the highest impact, so I want to do something. Now, go to the industry. In the industry, they have different swim lanes. So if your business is going to do what I call provide a solution, understand what industry you want to go, because industry have different focus. In this case, I will focus on the financial services, because one of them is customer enhancement. And when we talk about customer enhancement, that can apply to service industry. Almost all industry have what I call a customer service enrichment, and that's the beauty of GenAI. And both my two use cases I'm going to share today, we're going to focus on that. Now, I know many of you, just raise a hand, how many of you consider more like engineering side? Engineer, developer? Oh, perfect. Top business, you guys probably not interested, but business bring you the value. Now the business asks you, you're going to say, let's go ahead and build a cluster using French here, and then it trend neon. I doubt that. Most of us don't do it. That's on the far right-hand side of the solution. That's specific use case. But for us, in the diagram, we're more focused on this solution we can build quick POC to the production in a few weeks. And most of our not-big POC, we're using 3 weeks as a standard. From engage to done, 3 weeks, fully functional. So the demo I show you will actually, the screen demo is actually the whole POC is nearly 3 weeks. And I personally engage in POC in 3 weeks. That's how fast we can turn around the group and then help you to move to the next step. So then for that solution, we have Bedrock, and then also you can using other ready-made solution. But developer, you just don't want to call an API and call it a day. You want your hands on dirty, you want to be proud of it. But both are the most asked solution. Now, once you have a technical plan, you're going to find out what solution is going to be. From the far right-hand side, out of the box, just like Lovely, I think it's Alexa or whatever, answer at the wrong time, but still it's a fun use case. That is good, out of the box. You can consume it. As consumer, if you're going to create a GenAI solution for your customer to use it right away, you can use it out of the box. However, most of people want to use it is the managed model as a service, a new term, more ads. So, you know, my ads. That one is basically, you can customize, you tailor to the business, because out of the box, not always what you need. And that's also the use case I'm going to show you. Probably the next demo from another local community member also show it is like, we're going to customize a little bit to get the best output. So now we know, out of the box is one, model as service one, and then you're going to do ML using SageMaker and Jumpstart. Not they have solution, and we have done that too. So if you want to go to the next level, we can help you all the way to do what you want. But let's focus on managed model as a service. Now, when you say now for model as a service, what am I going to do with this GenAI? Now, here I have 3 terms, and for the one not familiar with generative AI, you will hear it a lot. The first one is called prompt engineering. Translate, you ask question, the model give you the solution. You don't know how to ask the question, sorry, poor question, get poor answer, don't complain about the one help you. Another one is called RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation, and we talk a lot about that. The reason is you don't trust everything on the internet. But you learn how to Google, that is a skill you can use in your Googling skills or search skills. That is a skill to use your internal document or any document you want. That's the retrieval augmented generation is for. Use the content, your content, to get the information for legal reason or for quality reason. And the last one is tuning. What if I have a specific industry I want to tune it? So this is 3 ways to do the generative technical solution. And 99% of them are using prompt. Yeah, you don't ask questions, you don't get answer. Some of them will go to RAG, go to demo that. A few of them will go to tuning. Not they have done some tuning jobs, but most of the customers don't go that far. And today we don't have time, but we will talk about RAG. Mainly is use the content I have, quality content, to produce the value to the customer. Okay, after how many minutes? Now we now go to it. Now, you want to go north bay. On the foundation, you have Bedrock. The journey is going to get value. Let's start. First use case. We heard about that many times. For some of you may go to the Generative AI Meetup a few weeks ago hosted by AWS, and it's exactly very similar. They have some kind of like 300 pages of documents. Someone had to review it. It takes 3 days. So for that particular use case, they're able to get the information they need to come up with the assessment for that properties. And only in, I think, inside of 10 minutes. That is lots of savings. So how can it apply to our use case and potentially your customer or your organization is, let's see. So document processing, the basic challenge is like you need to translate and summarize document and then create specialized report output. That's blanket statement because the actual detail is you have to dive in. The solution is going to be saying LLM, which is a large language model, which is the core of generative AI to improve your processing. And I'm not going to read all the overview, but I want to see on the right hand side, you will see that the goal is I want to have something 24/7. We cannot wait. 85 days are gone. We want, in this case, we want to have multilingual support because people speak more than English. I speak a few different languages. And the challenge is some document is a mix of 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 languages. How can I make it work? And you also need consistency. You don't want to ask a question, give different answer. You want to ask the question, always give you the same answer from the same reference. And of course, everything needs to be fast. If a human agent take care of the case in like 3 minutes, the generative AI is 5 minutes, that's a horrible solution. But if generative AI is able to do it in 10 seconds, that's amazing. And also you want to audit. You're able to see audit trail, how you come up with that one for legal or for other reason, compliance reason. Now let's take a look at the actual business challenge we try to solve. So for this customer, they need a virtual assistant capable of natural language processing, understanding, and enable it to engage in a human-like conversation with user. Not too difficult. The second part, this is important. Able to have source PDF and text file provided customer means you do not have to go to the IT to go through the whole data engineering team to get the information you need. And then you need to get reference back to the source and also have accurate response solution. We're going to have the predefined precision. If the precision is lower than certain threshold, you will ask. So you're not going to hallucinate, things doesn't exist. And GenAI is known for that, for anyone don't understand, and why by default generative AI will do that, is they're going to find the most probable next step. Next step is the next word. So it's not the model's problem, but as long as it's not 0, you will find the most possible answer, and that's why people consider that's a hallucination. And the next one is data access. Now don't forget, even you ask some agent, human agent, they will know what information they can provide to you, what information based on your security they cannot get it. Like I cannot ask for all your guys' social security number. The system say, No, you cannot get it. So we have the guardrail in the solution. And actually, in all our generative AI solutions, we have that one. Certain admin have certain access. Because when you build a solution, if you forgot to put the security, the solution will be shut down really quick, I can tell you. Just one incident, you will shut down. We don't want that. We want to have a guardrail, and we want to make it efficient. And also, we have to think about the solution. We have a couple situations. It's like the customer ready to move forward, but the solution is not available for that region. For many of you, probably you work on North America, so probably not a big issue, but that keep that in mind. Multilingual, that is a big kicker. We know many solutions use single language. Even I went to Hong Kong a couple months ago. They can do multiple language, but one language at a time. Means you're not going to mix Japanese document with English document can give you the answer. But our solution can put them together because behind the scene is math. Generally, I don't care if this is German, English, or Spanish, French. They can actually map out, find the solution. It's pure math. We're not going to dive to how exactly it works, but mainly what I'm trying to say is you train the model using the native language document. Be capable to do that. And like I mentioned before, you want to enable the user can be able to get the information, they can upload the file and meet a copy. So this is simplified version. If I'm going to put every single AWS services, the whole thing will be full. But this gives you an idea. So let's go through that the use case so we understand the architecture. First of all, you can see. No, that's okay. I just use fine. So on the right-hand side, you will see that you start with the user, which in this use case, you can be a desktop or mobile, and then you go to what is called chatbot application. Reason, the solution can host on the customer's site, internal. That is why you have that area. Otherwise, we say, why not just host everything on AWS? Because that can be hosted as just an API call on the surface. I will show you once I deep dive into the solution. So you start with user ask a question, go to the chat application, go to the load balancer. The load balancer going to support n number of customers. In this or many use case, the customer can be a few of them to suddenly go to tens or tens of thousands. The ALB can handle it. Then you go to the container. The container going to scale the API to support it. And then you will go down. You go to the embedding. The embedding going to based on the customers ask the question, create a context. This basically says, I want to get some information, but not using the information I have, aka internet or previous pre-trained model. And then you will go up to the far right. You see a database that's a PostgreSQL using PGL. So that is the vector store. Basically, map the content into a dimensional space for those who want to understand how the vector database. Maybe someone else here can go to present. I'm not going to deep dive. Translate. You get a piece of information. You can locate it, kind of like GPS. And then you return and then pass that information that you have, the right information or the internal document, go to the LM to find what you can be present the information you want. So that is make the final decision using your information and then return to the ALB and all the way back to the application customer set. So a simplified version, everyone should be able to follow it. So you find out what kind of class you want, you go to the database, you locate it using that piece of internal document you have, and then go to the model actually gives you the final answer. But how information get in? Of course, when the project starts, we will below the information documentation you have. But document updated, you have a new SOW or you have a new product, for example, you need to have a way to load it. That's on the top of that, the admin who using the CloudFront to insert the document or documents. Right now, in this use case, I show is on PDF and TXT. And actually, right now, after this use case was already seven months old. We done that 7 months ago. Actually, no, I think it's last year, end of last year, something like that. So, what I'm saying now support a lot more. You can have image, can have video, be able to support it, get the metadata. The whole point is you get it because the upload is not constant. You're going to execute it by batch to make it cost efficient. So the content going to go to the LMM to the SageMaker going to get the information in pieces and insert to the vector DB. So now you basically have the information, you can update anytime. So that's how our whole architecture works. This is just a screenshot of a multilingual chatbot. You cannot see, but you can tell it's two different languages. On the screen, I know it's kind of small, so I'm just going to point out. On the screen, here you have the document name. You have where you get it, what department, and you also have the score. Score is how good or bad the document is. The lower the score is better. What? Lower is better? Yes. The lower means it's closer to the perfect answer. You get something like 0.001 means it's very close to the perfect answer. And that is the threshold you have to set with your customer. And if you don't hit that one, ask the question, ask the customer, or ask the requester, please clarify, because I do not get the answer good enough for me to suggest you. So that is what is diagram. And how you evaluate. Remember I mentioned about the score. In order to evaluate the score, it's not just say randomly throw a document, I consider this is good. No. In order to do that, we have to understand something is called the red triad. What it does is when you ask a query on the top, you have to know the context relevant to verify the context you receive is relevant. And from that context, you're going to generate the response. The response on the bottom, they say has a groundedness, means is it factual? Is this correct? It's not something, so it's applicant score. And based on that response, you have to go back to the answer. Did I answer your question? If it's doing well, we do this loop. So this is something is on the tuning by itself. You can be spend weeks, months to just tune it to make it perfect. And once you understand that, if anyone of you doing GenAI or your customer will ask that, you have to explain it how you do that. And not big, we have many ways we can tune it because, like I say, I haven't answered that. Not big, do not just engage 10 customers. We already have more. I don't probably 20 or even more than 20 GenAI projects. So we have lots of experience on multiple languages. Okay, I'm going to show this demo. And this demo is fast, that's why it's no sound, but I'm just trying to explain what this demo is. Otherwise, it will take 30 minutes to run this demo. So on the landing page, we will ask a simple question. Okay, so basically one that you're going to ask a question, and on this question you first ask in foreign language, I think it's Arabic, and then you actually show all, in this case, 5 documents, and they have different from different departments, different content, and different score. And each score is ranked by the most likely document to the least, and all within the cutoff. So in this diagram, this one will basically show that when someone asks a question, get the answer, they can see the reference to the score. So he minimized it, and then now he's going to ask a different question, but this time it's in English. And the system is able to answer that. Similarly, based on your security, it's going to show you what information you have. And then later on in the query, he asks a question, I want to use any different languages. And apologize, because when I got this demo, my Zoom session is not that clear. But if anyone of you interested to see the latest, greatest demo, talk to Robert or Dennis. We are more than happy to show you some more up to date. But on this screen, on the far right at the end, you have the settings. So the solution, not just doing the chatbot, you're also going to allow you to get document and tell people how to do things. So the value you get is multilingual virtual assistant, and you can upload the document as soon as possible because to process it only take a minute. And then you will lower your operating cost, you don't have to go to IT. So now you see this is more like, I'll call it like indirect generative AI solution because you talk with the chatbot. But remember earlier I said customer love to talk to real person. Quick story. I had to call the bank 10 times to fix the problem. Each call will take longer. Why? The agent is different. I have to explain them the same question, the same issue, 10 times. And each time is longer because they have to go back to the history and read what's going on. If my bank has a GenAI solution, hopefully feel like not big, I don't have to waste my time. So this is what high quality customer service use case. So the challenge handling high volume or time-consuming customer queries and complaint efficiently. Because I'm actually not quite happy with my bank, but they saw this, so at the end, so I just call it a day. And implement a generative AI-powered chatbot system for superior customer support. So think about the customer. Again, I'm not going to read all the fine points. It is they want to, first of all, internally you want to know who is a good customer service. External, you want to have the customer satisfaction score go up. In my case, each time I call the customer service for my bank, the customer satisfaction is keep going down until they finally solve it. But in this case, we avoid you have to drop on customer satisfaction score. Cost for resolution, that's very important. If the second cause of the problem, you don't have to waste the customer and the organization another 8 calls. And also resolution time. This is a good point. How many times, just quickly, you call a bank or call any customer service, you have to wait maybe at least 15 seconds because someone talk to you. At least 15 seconds. Wow, the rest you guys are good. Usually I wait like 3 minutes. And after, this is funny, after 3 minutes, say 3 minutes, you have the customer agent. How quick can they start to answer what your problem is? Or they repeat what is your problem? Or I need to see the chat history or like complaint history. Take another 5 minutes, right? Using generative AI, by the time the agent gets your complaint saying, hello Mr. Chan, I can tell you have this, you already called us and apologize, but we're going to solve it. This is the summary of what in the past instance, is that correct? See, I will be, cool, versus, okay, this is what happened, I'm not going to repeat what I'm saying with my bank. So that is why this solution has highest impact, and because it can solve the problem faster, help the agent, and another important thing, let's look at the challenge. You need to have live customer support chatbot need to need special handling. So it's special handling portion. And move support query to human agent. Not just the question, but also the history. The human agent navigate all past query in multilingual environment. I highlight multilingual. This is not English only. Right now we have 2 languages, but I see we probably can go to 3 in the near future, which means maybe in Texas, good example. You may have a customer calling, speak with Spanish and English, or maybe Chinese and English, or something like that, or Vietnamese or whatever. The agent saying, I don't speak that other language. In the past, I was called because some of the customer service get a Chinese call, so I have to be the interpreter. The GenAI will be at least high level to the summary. And then also summarize it. So the long wait time, unsatisfied customer, high operating cost was the challenge, will not be a challenge once it's implemented. And then also, the 2 steps we're going to do is summarize the content. 2, provide a solution, not just know what the problem is. The system already generated a solution for the human agent to see what are the actionable items. I take a look before I read to the customer because I don't want the system just throw it. You know, heard about the news, how many times customer gets so upset because GenAI say, oh no, actually so happy. Your ticket is only $50, yeah! And then it also undenied it because system generated wrong. That you create a happy customer. But if it's human agent, something's not right, you can do that. Solution, number 1, remember earlier I said that you have a web application front end, you have API integration. Reason, the customer website just make a call external, have a chat window pop up in your web application. Customers feel like they are still in the customer's website. Instead go to some external, this is internal. So you will also accept the summary for the previous chat and have any custom text. So if someone enters something like customer is talking about finance or something, you have a tagging. And then pass the payload to next step. This solution not end here. You can put next step. The next step can be recommend new product, something on sale. Your creativity is going to be the limit, what you can do. So the solution allows that you do that. Generate a script so the agent can decide on where they want to use the script, and also put that well, we mentioned earlier. We have a web application front end, so the file upload is done on the web interface, and also have the data integration, so anything can go in there. Very similar, a little bit change on this, you can see how the whole solution works. And this is the old one. The new one is even more complex. So I just want to say it's very similar. So but I'm saying this the difference is on the back end you have an auto scaling group, because for this customer they have just say they kind of like Uber Eats, but it's not Uber Eats. It's like lots of volume, unpredictable. So definitely that's why we have a low balance at the end, just going to handle that. So the true architecture diagram is based. All your solutions can use something similar. And if you want to know more, again, talk to Robert, Dennis, and on me, we're going to show you. That's not the end. How do you know I pay for this solution makes sense? We have analytics already built in. Again, in 3 weeks, POC, that's how we do it. So you're going to see what is the most common question on the far right hand side. You can see how many times people ask it. And then you also want to see what is the best response. Basically, we give the answer, customer happy with that. And the last column, the CFO line, how many tokens have been used? Longer question using more token. Token is kind of like word, which is going to cost more money. And then and then we can say what is the cost to serve this customer request. And also we can tune the model to maybe answer it faster. Just create a new document how to do it. Upload to the website, then the GenAI will pick up that document as a better document. Guess what? You will respond faster. Alright. So the value is faster and better agent support, lower operating costs. Stanley, you have to tell me how much. We want to see real number. Real number is Northway's cutting-edge solution has decreased customer wait time by 75%, reduced call center footprint by 60%, and has most customer satisfaction score by 250%. I would like to have my bank use all this solution. Are you? And you build a solution using Bedrock for your customer. So thank you everyone. That's the QR code you can scan, go to our website, and very welcome to talk to me, Robert, or any question? Yes?
Regarding multilingual support,
Yes.
do you find that most use cases use different vector embeddings on a per language basis, or is the document typically have the same embedding for multiple languages and then just have various translations?
Okay, let me first repeat because I want to make sure everyone. So your question, I paraphrase, is like, what would be the best way to handle multilingual? Should you using different embeddings, or should you find different ways for the solution? Kind of like that. It's case by case. Let me give you an example. Some languages are very similar. For example, just say it's Spanish and English. They're using similar characters. The grammar structure are close. Instead like Japanese and I don't know, Hebrew. Then they are not different. In those cases, you have to see which LLM work best for what. That's why when you do the model, it's not you will pick one model for the day. When we do the testing, we always test at least 3, if not more, different models, both for accuracy, performance, cost, and response time.
Well, I'm not talking about the model phase, I'm talking about actually getting storing the vector embeddings.
Yeah, for that one, the embedding is based on the encoding, decoding, doing that portion. From our experience, it makes no difference. You don't have to use a different vector store. And also, if using different vector store, you may introduce problem for them. Which vector store, who make the decision? So we only have one vector store with multi-language design. And from my experience, that is not, again, case by case, but in general, you get best value out of it, and then you tune it as needed. Good question, thank you. Anyone? No? That's amazing. All right, yes, question.
When you talk about the documents, does the system also read graphics and table data?
Perfect. Let me repeat the question. When you talk about the data, how about the data is graphic or a table? Table is easy, so assume table is tabular format. Currently, there are already ways to read it And they are, for example, there is an open source product is called unstructured.io, which is the website. They have the unstructured.io API. It will help you to extract the metadata in content. And then, based on that content, it's just a piece of information, just consider paragraph of text. So yes, the generative AI able to get the information, and you can get the index to get the information as a custom solution. Now, when you ask graph and picture, two parts. One is the metadata of the graph, you can get it. If it's picture, something you may or may not need to do another processing, maybe to get decode what the image is. And that's already many like out-of-the-box solution can do that very well. This is a lady or this. Then once you get that information, that can be the metadata for that picture, and that picture will embed it as whole. Think the whole thing is just an object, context. Remember I said earlier, you get the context. So the context going to have a picture. The generative AI, I don't know what the picture is, but it has the metadata. Let's talk about a lady. Let's talk about near the ocean. This is daytime picture, location, GPS, whatever. Then you later on you ask, I want to find what happened on near the ocean. Anything happened on that day, and then you're able to get the information. So it's not limited by tabular or text only. It can be image, video, just a bunch of pictures, so you can slice it as well. And when you talk about the image processing, we already have many AWS ready to use, recognize all those solutions that help you to further tune it. But many times, maybe you just need image metadata. This is a picture of wedding of so and so, and then on certain date. So the question is, how many people have wedding on that year? And you have that picture metadata again. And they process by the API by itself. You just call it pretty much. Anyone else? Yes.
How do you work with the customers to identify the business needs from the standpoint for architecture? How long does that process take? And how do you know that you've got a good picture of what they are and articulate to you what they're trying to do? Generative AI is a buzzword right now. Hey, everybody's going to have it, right? Everybody's doing it, right?
Yeah.
Are they really? They're going to figure out they're going out and buy these expensive GPUs, all this other stuff in services. When in fact, generating the model can use quite a bit of compute, but actually when they got the model built, it can run on smaller systems that need that.
Right.
They're throwing this money at stuff that.
Yes. That's
money.
why customer, when I'm a customer, I don't know what I want many times. Some of you will probably have some experience. I do want to get something out for my investment. That's why I say there are many solutions you can do. Try as a developer, try not to do on the last one. That one has very specific use case. You know what exactly you want. You have millions of dollars or billions of dollars to throw away. Potentially big need to. So for that one, number one is always go back to the business. Do not even talk about technical. If you look at this, I talk about the business use case. I talk about what business can be applied. We talk about the industry before you go to technical. So to answer the question, go back to that discovery. What problem you try to solve? If you say, I have no problem, forget about GenAI, just run your business as is. Or you recommend, so your business runs well, do you want to run faster? Then faster become a problem. So it's a leading question. So that is a way how you can engage with the customer to find out what you want, so that they will get what they want. Then you say, oh, you find out that your reading document or your agent reading document will take 5 minutes. I think we can cut it down to 1 minute. Would you interested one with the generative AI solution or rack-based solution, which have previous use case can do something like this? And then they say, oh, so what do I expect? Then you define. It was 5 minutes for your customer agent to do it. I implement POC, demonstrate, in a minute you get the same thing. Now the customers are interested, then you go to scale it out times by 1,000 customer service, just by implement the solution, costing X, going to solve you Y, X minus Y, hopefully is positive, means you save money.
Yeah,
Yes.
Identifying the problem is the big thing factor. When you once you identify the problem, the solution is fairly easy.
Definitely.
Getting there is
Agree.
often a challenge. And that's why so many cloud projects fail and AI projects will fail because they don't understand it. And it's like you're trying to kill a mouse with an atomic bomb. I mean, nobody needs to catalog the internet for everyone.
Just get a cat.
What's your
Probably
business
use the
model?
cheapest.
What methods you have? Here's your data. how you do your business.
Yeah.
That's not a global solution. It's not a case where you have to go out, catalog in, it's not going to need these real big resources that people are trying to get something like that.
I had done the project after I shared with Sunny. I was putting the project, get hands-on, really go to API level. Most of the time I talk about solution. When you see this, one thing you did not remember. When we talk about the data load, well, say data load, no. Quality of the data. You have junk in the vector database, you do not have good quality. Don't complain because you have junk in, or you don't have enough information. They only give us one of the use cases, only like 10 documents. I say, don't have much, and I can show off or show you. So have to help them, the traditional IT, the data cleansing or data verification, quality of the data, processing speed still apply. Only thing is going to help Generative AI is going to do the heavy lifting of summarize lots of document, come up with something based on the information you have. So that's good.
Yeah, like you said, garbage in, garbage out.
Yes, and that problem
And
Generative AI
change
cannot
lives.
solve. You only generate more garbage, by the way. Yes.
On step number 6, what is the AWS service that's being used there? Is that Bedrock or assuming it's a non-custom trained model?
You know, on Bedrock, it support multiple. You can select multiple large language model. You can use Claude 3.5 is one of them, but you can use Python. You can use the Meta Llama. So the answer is that you do not pick one LLM as a solution for all your problems. Don't do that. You will be not happy. You have to pick the one from your experience will work best, and then try 2 or 3 different models to test.
But Bedrock is the service?
Bedrock is just kind of like my interpretation. It's not AWS official answer. Bedrock is like you go to 7-Eleven, they have all kind of soda or beer you can buy. But you have to choose what you drink. Unless someone says always just pick Coke, then you don't have to go 7-Eleven, just go Coca-Cola.
Yeah, but to answer your question, that we Bedrock or safety here. Like Bedrock has pre-vetted LLMs already in the tool, but if there's other language models you can use, you can leverage those through safety for Austin. So that's like either or there. Basically, but yeah.
Yes.
Bedrock's the easiest.
So does your solution have a data the governance issue, the data does not go on? So it should be for that. There's a solution you present there, like a system solution, integrated with the service one, where all the enterprise service desk goes in there, the KD article.
Got it.
Because that is like you're dealing with the hospital.
Yes. So now let me repeat the question. The question is like my paraphrase is like, how can the solution going to have the data is sitting on not on the cloud on something? The answer is yes. Remember, you call the function to get your context. The context can be local. The caller solution can go to the cloud, but you can make it secure so that. And the vector database, you don't want to use it on AWS, you can pick any vector database, and I know Matt's going to do some presentation different. Don't pick, I showed the diagram using PG vector on PostgreSQL. It's the solution, it's one of the solutions. Check your use case, what database works best, both on security, performance, compliance, a bunch of things, right? Just easy, the reason this is pretty affordable. Anyone can run this solution of a POC quick and basically you can get it running. Then you're going to fine tune. This is just one of the architecture diagram. Thank you. Okay.
One more question. It has to do with, let's say, where do we see ourselves 2 to 3 years from now with generative AI? These models which are being built, I mean, they could be stuff like your cell phone apps, and so you can buy models from a store fit a particular industry. You see that coming?
I would like
Very
to know the
specialized,
answer.
I mean, you know,
In
bigger services,
generative AI?
one model, medical, you know, all different.
I would see, let's not just say 1 or 3 years, that's too far. Because generative AI moves so fast, a year ago. So based on the trend, I think the next year we're probably going to understand what you should do or what you should not do. Because people make mistakes. Learn from people's mistakes, the best way to learn. Try small, build a solution. So what I'm seeing is, as time goes by, just my vision, not based point of view or AWS is like, you will have more model is very generic and ready to use. Kind of like ready to use product. You don't have to code yourself, just microwave, done. And then they will have that, and also have more kind of like step in between model. Means like you can easily switch to different favorite within the model to tune it, because remember, tuning is important. Not everyone wants the code. They want the vanilla color, they want the cherry code. You don't give the cherry, they don't like it. So that's why we say, because people understand what you want. And a few use cases, because getting mature, remember on the diagram we say the general purpose or very specific use case, those we're going to build to solve the problem previously too costly. So maybe for Brad is in the aerospace, they finally using Generative AI, solve some aerospace something, I don't know, maybe they are working on it. So I would see the boldness going to increase, and for certain very competitive market on the out of the box or ready to use, I'm not going to say that, model as a service, that one will also have more and more ready to use, so people can just almost buy it as ready to use model that have some option to it. And that would be my vision. I may be wrong.
Yeah, I was looking at, didn't want to get into the details about the individual components, because I know they're gonna change, the engines are gonna change.
Yeah, and also change,
So
so-
we're looking at the bigger picture as, okay, what's the outcome, where's it going, and how's the best way to get there? And like you said, start small, work out, find out
Yeah,
what works.
start small.
Don't throw millions of dollars or something.
And
that may not pay out.
I know, I check it. Sunny may say that, Sammy, I don't want you to present again, but I more like to have a workshop and help anyone interested to actually have your generative AI workshop run in 4 hours or less, but using your own AWS account, because I'm not going to pay for your account. Or I can provide an account, 4 hours, I can offer, please don't spin up something else up, because I have a good lockdown with security. Anyone interested?
Or you're switching under that you create a minor account.
Yes, or AWS going to have a workshop. We have enough people sign up. I'm sure we have enough sign up. AWS will throw another generative AI workshop, and then I probably can also apply some other use case. So, hit Sunny if you want the official one, non-official one, hit me on LinkedIn and let me
No,
know.
see, I should do it. I'm not
But no pizza, sorry, if I'm sponsored that, I cannot buy you guys that much pizza, but I can buy you guys things.
Cool.
Cool. Alright, I know maybe you guys have more questions. If you want, ask me. Remember, Robert's there, Dan is there, I'm here, and I will be here next month.
This is great, Sammy. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.